Join us, MrTruck.com, for truck reviews, trailer reviews, and accessory reviews. Mr. Truck here with another exciting accessory review. We keep adding stuff to this Jeep. Pretty soon it's going to be an unbelievable Jeep. Last time we did the winch and a few other things. And this time we have these Light Force lights, off-road lights. They're really awesome. I'm getting where I like the Australian companies. I mean, you know, we're all trying to stay away from Chinese stuff, and Australians have always been on our side. Every war, every conflict, they're there with us, so I don't mind supporting Australians. And this is, of course, an Australian light, and they're really powerful. I'll show you the nighttime shots at our garage door, and then hopefully we'll get some shots in the mountains. But this one here happens to be the Genesis, which is an off-road light. And these have got a really nice wiring harness. They've got like a 40 amp fuse. They've got a the relay on them. It's all in the wiring harness. Now we wired it first like it is off of the KC's harness, but the relay was getting hot, so we thought, well, maybe we need the heavier wires that come with it. So we put the whole loom in there, put it all together. I'm going to shine the lights at night tonight, and hopefully in the mountains. But these are awesome. They got like 3 inch light, and they're cold. That's the thing. You know, the KC's, of course, my KC's were old, so you can't expect them to compete with the new modern lights. I'm sure that KC has evolved into a better light now, but that one was like a single bulb, and they would really get hot. Now these, of course, they're LEDs, so they're not hot, but it's a very bright light. It's wonderful. I'll give you all the details here in a minute. And they're also going to talk about another Australian product. This is from Redarc. They make a lot of battery management and brake controllers. They're Liberty, and we've been using it on M2 Freightliners, heavy duties. You can go 3 axles and all that. And I'll go through a few more details. So we'll talk about both these products. But we're here testing these out, and putting the lights on was nothing to it. It took us a little longer to wire harness it together. And there's a switch into the cab, so I can turn them off and on in there. And also, they came with a second switch if you want to wire them into your dim switch so that they shut off with your dim switch. So they got a lot of options. They got 3 different intensities that you can use, and that's hopefully the high-end intensity. But I put it on my bull bar there. It fits perfectly. I still got great ventilation for the engine, for the radiator and all that. But let me give you the details of this light. Now, I went in to change oil the other day at a Ford store, my favorite one in Brighton. About 6 vehicles there, but they said this is on 40,000 miles, so it's on my 4th oil change or 5th oil change, and they said that they couldn't rotate my tires for free because these lug nuts were all smashed down. You know, that's the new thing. The cheap passes, the manufacturer putting plastic covered steel lug nuts. Of course they smash, and then your impact wrench doesn't go on them. But that's not my fault. Why in the world would you use fake lug nuts? So these are my new ones, 1 piece off the internet for $2 a piece. If I want to buy them from the Ford store, they were 12 bucks a piece. If I want to buy them from Napa, they're about 9 bucks a piece. And here is the factory ones. You can see all those marks on them. That's where they're smashing the plastic in. Why would you coat a lug nut with plastic? Why? Why? And then try to charge 12 bucks for them? Makes no sense. Of course, you know I'm irritated, so I kept these for evidence when I chew out Ford next time I see the boys in Dearborn. Cool, Genesis driving lights, Light Force. Isn't that cool? Whoa. This ought to work great on my Jeep. I'm replacing my KC lights. Yes, indeed. And actually the wiring harness is pretty good on this. Really well sealed up. These are waterproof. Yes, indeed. We ought to be able to find the dogs at night.
Don't go away, MrTruck.tv. We'll be right back.
Well, the big light contest begins. Here's the KC lights that my Jeep Wrangler came with. This is my 1987, first year of the Wranglers. So there's the KCs. We're going to test those against the big contender. There's the big KC lights. We're going to shine them against the barn door, our shop, and see if we can measure a few things. Whoa, bright they are. They are bright. Well, we're getting started. There's the new light force next to the KC lights. Quite a big difference. It's how to light up the world. Well, there they are. Got the pair on there, and you just got to wire them in. Well, they're big, they're bright, they're LEDs. I think it's 140 watts of LEDs. Okay, there's the wiring harness for light force Genesis. The Genesis light force. Look at all these wires and all these switches and all kinds of doohickeys. I think I understand it. I may have to do some reading because this is a lot of wires. Looks to me like this plugs into the actual headlight. There's a stub in there now. Right there. That's just plugged into that wire, and there's just some wires cut. Like that's just to plug the hole till you're ready to plug it all in. One like that for each of the big lights. Okay, now my youngest son Eric's helping me with his loom. We're looking like the factory, where the wiring harness from the factory is heavier wires, bigger fuses, and all the things to run the power. We tried it through the original running light system that was on here with those KCs, and things got kind of hot on the relay. But here, look how much, they give you plenty of harness. You're not going to run out of cable. So we can run it back and forth across the engine a few times, back and forth on the dash, and use it all up. Well, we're figuring this all out. Running the loom across and in behind the steering wheel and the dash. I'm going to go run it through the dash. And the other part of the loom, we've got a relay, and we've got a fuse. It's a 40 amp fuse. We'll wire all that in. Of course, now we're hooking up to the battery. We're going to hook it to the ignition. We're going to hook it to the positive terminal. And under the dash, here's the old switch. We're going to take that one out. It's in the dash with all the other controls. And then this bunch of wires, it's made for two different switches. One's for if you plug it into your dims. When you put your dims on, it shuts these off. But I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use these when I want them to, not anything automatic. And then here's the switch. It comes with two of these as a light comes on when it's turned on. 3 cables go to that. Let's see. I've got to drill this hole out a little for the new switch. Do the waterproof connections, and we got it all wired into the cab, into the switch. Here's the kind of, there's a pigtail was in the plugged into the lights. But that's the kind of waterproof connector. You know, it's got like that collapsible rubber gasket on, keep it waterproof. All this stuff on here is waterproof connectors. They're big on the quality of putting this together. And they're bright. Needs light. Oh, that bright. Whoa, bright they are. They are bright. Is the Light Force Genesis. Big lights. Lifespan of these LEDs is supposed to last 50,000 hours, a long time ago. And it's got the reverse polarity voltage protection. It's waterproof connectors, and I can see how those are. They've got an accordion seal on them. And it is 4th of July, so we're going to have some rocket fire here, some fireworks. It's got a waterproof membrane and a mechanical seal. thermal overload protection, impact resistant polycarbonate filter. That's the lens. And they're saying that rocks won't hurt it and all that. So, and there's several filters you can get to replace that screen. But it's got, let's see, I was reading here how many. It's got 37 LEDs in each light. It's 140 watt. Excuse me. 3-stage. You got full intensity, daytime positioning, nighttime positioning. So you can do a lot of stuff with it. The housing of the lights is aluminum and the bezel's aluminum. And it's got a powder coat finish. Now there's things you can put on the lens to hold it if you're really in the outback bouncing across rocks. And it's also got locking bolts if you're worried about somebody stealing it. The distance of both beams together is 1,053 meters, which, you know, I guess that's 1,152 yards. 3-year warranty. Another thing I was going to talk about, you know, the other Australian product that I really like, the Redarc Tow Pro Elite. We just installed one on a M2 Freightliner, Transwest. Well, what we've done, we've reviewed on Redarc's Tow Pro Elite. That's the one that does 3 axles, has a 2-stage mode on it, and it's in these Freightliners here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV. So you can come get one here, the new Freightliner, or you can order them. But they're great brake controllers. They're very neat looking. They're out of the way. All you see is a round knob, and they work fantastic. And they're quick and they're easy and they're cheap. Well, they're the same price as a lot of them, but you know, they have 2 models. There's one base model that's very inexpensive, and we just did that on a Tacoma. So we've been installing these puppies and seeing how they work. So check them out, or call Transwest and see what they've got now. Hauler M2s, because they have those Summit hauler conversion trucks for hauling everything, for, you know, mostly RVs and horse trailers. But the Tow Pro Elite, they'll do 3 axles. It'll, you know, like Australian stuff, they like 24 volt down there. You got 12 or 24 volt. Proportional mode uses the inertia. It's got 3-axis accelerometers, active calibration, and you can go electric brakes or electric over hydraulic brakes. And this is a great company. This is Redarc, and I've got their management system for battery management on my dump trailer. We've installed that. We've used a lot of their products, but this is their Liberty, and it's the Tow Pro Elite. And you got 2 modes of braking. You got one is like an adjustable off-road one, and one that's the normal proportional mode, inertia sensing for highway conditions, and user-controlled mode for all-terrain conditions. But it's so cool. It's just that little knob, and you twist it to increase the gain, and it lights up. It's also good. So it's very good looking. But this is what this looks like. This is this Redarc Liberty. This is the Pro. This is the one made for the big rigs. And we've got this in an M2 Freightliner here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV, north of Denver. And you rotate the dial for whatever gain set you want. Like there's a 2. There's all the way up. Holy cow. 0, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So you can set that up to whatever gain you want to set at. And then the override is pushing in on it. You can see the lights up on it. And that's where you're using just the trailer brake and not the truck brake. But it is so awesome. I love these things. And look how little space it takes on your dash. I mean, it doesn't make it look ugly or anything. This is so cool. I like that. And that's it's a simple installation too. You just have a box that tucks up underneath your dash, so you don't have to worry about wires hanging or hitting your knee on it.